right. Hello, hello. It's been a while. It's been quite some time. Welcome to episode 8 of the Core Growth podcast. A lot of time has passed since the previous episode. Uh, Almost an entire month, or maybe an entire month has passed. Um, And yeah, let me kind of catch you up to speed in terms of what's been happening over the past month. And I'll kind of talk about this year and what got planned, or what I hope, and goals and whatnot. Um, yeah, got a quite a bit to talk about, and yeah, let's get started. All right. So first and foremost, I've been gone for quite some time, or at least I haven't been putting out podcast content for quite some time. Um, this year has already been proven tough for me. I remember saying last episode, on episode 7, that I have a very particular feeling that 2022 is going to be a tough year, probably one of the toughest yet, for myself at least. And so far, I'm right. I'd say this I had a pretty tough start this year. I talked about before, in the earlier episodes of this podcast. I talked about how I had a heart issue. Um, and how it was very bad. It was affecting me greatly. It was over the a couple months of 2020, around June to September. It was around then where I was getting like heart checkups and taking tests, for monitoring and like whatever irregularities there are, whatever. And yeah, that was back in 2020. So it's 2022. And well, my heart started acting up again, and I believe it was of the same reasons. I noticed my anxiety getting a lot worse. I was overthinking a lot of different things, and it was eating me alive, to say the least. Um, I'm a lot better now, of course, but it was very difficult in the 3-ish weeks of, mainly it was mainly 2 weeks where it was happening a lot, but over the course of that period, it was definitely difficult. And well, I've made it through that little challenge, whatever phase it was, whatever it was. I've made it through, um, with the support of my friends and my family, which I'm very thankful for, of course. But yeah, no, this year has definitely proven to be quite tough already. Um, but I will do my best to hopefully not things like that slow me down, in terms of podcast uploads, and as well as like personal development and personal growth and whatnot. Um, because yeah, I slowed down a lot over that little period of time. It was definitely a tough period. It's okay now, of course. It was just very difficult because it's just family circumstances, and conflict is very hard to witness. A lot of family drama is very, very annoying to be around, and for me personally, it's one of the few things that affects me the most, in terms of my mental state it's like one of the few things that can shatter me as a person. Thankfully, I didn't. Okay, and I will forever be thankful that it didn't. But yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing all right. I've been meaning to I've been meaning to do this podcast for a long time, but yeah, like I said, things were just going on, and yeah, I just wasn't in the right headspace or yeah mental state to be doing anything of the sort, podcast related or YouTube related even. Um, my my priorities at the time were just family and like taking care of myself. And well, it's all good. What's done is done. What happened happened. Um, and yeah, well, I'm here. That's a little brief explanation as to why I've been inconsistent by like four weeks. Dear Lord. Um, but yeah, moving on to the main, I guess, topic or discussion, right? Or monologue. I don't know. I wanted to talk about this year. I wanted to talk about this year and my goals. Um, but starting off, I did want to reflect on last year a little bit. Um, as I'm sure I already did previous episode. But you know, there's no harm in reflection. Well, yeah, last year. Um, what a tragic masterpiece last year was. A lot of roller coasters. For myself personally, I can't speak for anyone else. If there was a roller coaster of lows and highs, and then more lows and more highs throughout the course of last year. Um, yeah, that there was a lot of that for me last year. Both in terms of relationships and in terms of, I guess, understanding myself. I guess you could call it finding myself, the cliche thing to say, but it kind of does apply. So I won't disregard that statement. So yeah, I managed to make decent progress in terms of who I am as a person, what I'm like and what I like and don't like, and learning how um I guess adapt in different scenarios and circumstances. It's very interesting to say the least. I also got to understand my friends, other people. Not that I never did, but I got to have a better understanding of them. And I continue to have a better understanding of them, even recently. Uh, but yeah, last year was full of ups and downs, and um, I'm not going to say it was a bad thing or say that it was a good thing. Uh, I feel like all the good and bad things happened for a reason, and I'm going to just accept that because I can't really judge whether it's a good or bad thing for something to happen. Um, yeah, no, last year's been a blast. Both the good and the bad of last year. I feel like there was various opportunities to, I guess, explore and kind of build on like on relationships and moments that I share with some of my friends and people that I care about. It was very very how would I say I guess thought thought thoughts provoking is the first thing. Just thinking about life in general, and all the people that I know, all the people that I've met, and the kind of conversation that I have with them, the kind of relationship that I have with them. I feel like it was really building last year, and it was cool. It was so cool to see that I was no longer in my shell of seclusion and uh, living as a hermit, essentially, where I exclude myself from as many things as possible. Of course, I did it for a reason, but it wasn't a. I mean, it was a good reason, but like, it wasn't helpful. So, yeah, it was just very interesting. That was one of the good things for sure, where I got out of my little comfort zone of non-confrontation and talking to strangers. Now that's one thing I struggled with a lot. Um, just in general, just talking with people I didn't know, but I did overcome it quite a bit. Not drastically, but yeah, step by step. Um, getting there, which is great. That was one of the things that really stuck out to me last year. Like, not only just talking to strangers, but even like being a bit more open in terms of like how I'm feeling and the kinds of things that I'm going through. I was always kind of open, but then like the deeper stuff, I would just let it sizzle at the depths of my humanity or something. I don't know, the depths of my soul, until it just withers away. But yeah, I've learned to be a lot more open through practice, of course, because it's not something that happens straight away. Um, yeah, yeah. So those are, I guess, like two of the main things. Is um, getting out of my comfort zone, and then the second thing was being more open. I guess that one of the other things, which would probably be the third biggest thing, is trying to reconnect with, or connect at least. It doesn't even have to be reconnect, but trying to connect more with people that I care about and people that I have a relationship with. Because I've been saying it over the past over the maybe the entirety of the podcast, even how I look at connections and interactions with other people, especially people I care about, just because everyone lives such a different life and everyone has different values, or maybe similar values, but just a different perspective. And there truly is value in all of those different things. And yeah, like apart from those things, I feel like there's a lot more that I learned about myself and a lot more that I learned about other people, which was great. And yeah, last year I feel like was a stepping stone and kind of a little maybe a challenge, or maybe a little bit of a like a teaser for what's to come in terms of like the highs and the lows of life. Because I do know the reality of life. I do know that things can be a lot worse. I do know that things could be a lot better. That's just the tragic reality of understanding. But I'm nonetheless thankful for where I'm at and the people that I have around me in my life. And well, that's always a good start. But yeah, I feel like I'm, after experiencing certain things and different things, I'm a bit more mentally prepared for if those things were to happen again, of course, because like maybe if something bad happens, we just don't know how to react sometimes. Maybe it's just like some sort of defense mechanism in our brain that just goes on panic mode or something. But I feel like to a certain degree, I'm a bit more, uh, yeah, mentally prepared or mentally capable, let's say. But yeah, that was something I kind of thought about after looking back at last year, and um, and kind of what it means, what last year means to me. And yeah, I feel like it was just a stepping stone. It was just like the the frosting on the cake, and there's a lot of cake. If life was a cake, last year was the frosting, and there's a lot of layers to a cake. Well, I guess it would depend on the cake, but enough about that. So, um, yeah. So this year, as I've said already, this year's already um, proven itself to be quite tough, and that's fine. But I just need to make sure that I look towards the positive side of this year. Because I do know, or at least when I made last episode, I did say that um, I feel like this year, I felt like 2020 was going to be one of the um, best years of my life or something. I was saying that it would. I forget the contrast statement that I made. That it was going to be one of the toughest years, but one of maybe the happiest years or something. I'll probably have to listen to it back. But there was a contrast there. It was I definitely did say it was going to be a tough year. But there was another term that I said it would be. I feel like it was happiest as well, and I believe it. I believe that the other half of what I said will come true. Um, who's to say when? So I wouldn't know when when I would experience the joy that I predicted I would, but it'll happen. Something will come around soon. I mean, if it's already proven itself to be one of the toughest years, who's to say the happiest moments won't come around shortly after? But we'll never know. Um, yeah. So this year, I hope to achieve a lot of things this year. Uh, I have quite a few goals. I have a few listed that I wanted to kind of talk about today. Um, I do have a lot more though. Don't feel like my list of goals is short or whatever. But uh, yeah, just because I'm short, that doesn't mean my list of goals is short. um, yeah. So okay, let me get started with the goals and kind of elaborate and talk about it. So weight loss. Weight loss is one of the top goals I've got. Um, and it was going really well. Honestly, it was going really, really well last year. Um, it's definitely a huge commitment. Um, losing weight and exercising. I like throughout last year or towards the end of last year, I was I was doing fasting a lot. I was doing exercises every day. Um, but I did hit a brick wall. Not physically, but I did hit a wall in terms of progression. Because my body had already adjusted to the workouts that I was doing, and to be fair, fair play to my body for adjusting and adapting to that strain of workouts and exercises. Um, so I was definitely making a lot of progress, and I don't know how I'm going to tackle it for this year. Um, but it is definitely still one of my top goals, because I do believe that it is within my reach, especially with the way that I am now. Um, but yeah, I've been working out, not super consistently, like on a daily basis, but like once every few days. Sometimes 5 days straight, and sometimes it'll be just like 1 day on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day off. It'll be like kind of in a irregular pattern like that in any given order. Uh, but yeah, I've been trying to change it up, in terms of exercises, and it's been all right. I've definitely noticed that I've been getting a bit more muscle mass, which is great. But it is hard to tell, especially when I weigh myself. I'm like, I don't feel fatter. I feel the same, but I feel like I have a bit bigger muscle, just a bit. Um, and with the scale saying that I'm heavier than I was, I'm like, it makes sense, but I don't want to take the chance of like I might be gaining fat here, and I don't really know. I don't have one of those fancy scales that check body fat percentage, but that would be sick. I can't believe I didn't think of getting one until just now. I really should get one. Seriously. All right, yeah. So weight loss, that's one of the goals up there. Getting a job is the second one. Um, I've been talking to a lot of my friends about this. Not that I can't get a job, but like I was just thinking about like the job mindset and mentality, um, and the kind of balance with study and whatnot. And I've been giving it some thought in my own time, um, that I'm most definitely going to be dropping study for getting a job due to uh, family. Yeah, Fast and Furious. But yeah, due to family, I feel like study is going to have to be put off. I don't imagine myself studying for any more than of what I already have been. So getting a job, huge priority, for this year. I would honestly say it's on par with the weight loss. Um, yeah, because I feel like they're both, uh, in some cases, or yeah, in some cases it would be like preservation of some sort, like weight loss to preserve myself, and getting a job to kind of preserve the lifestyle of right now for my parents of in our household, because they're mid to late 50s and they're still working, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I want to work so that they can work less, or hopefully don't have to work at all. And yeah, like they're getting older, so um yeah, I need to step up as the youngest of the household. I need to do my part. Not that I don't do my part, but I I do my part in other ways, or I help out in other ways in this household. And I feel like as well, I've been an adult already for quite some time, but yeah, as an adult, I have a responsibility to contribute to the household's earnings, let's say. And yeah, that's where I'm at in terms of like getting a job, and like in my head, and the whole mentality and stuff. But yeah, as long as my anxiety doesn't run rampant in my life and starts triggering insomnia again, then I should be fine. But if my anxiety does attack me, then it'll have to wait. Getting a job might have to wait for a bit, but assuming my anxiety gets violent, but it hasn't for the past week or so, so we'll be all right. Third goal: creating more content content on both the podcast channel and my gaming channel. Yeah, my gaming channel, it's a very tricky one. Because I don't want to strictly put only gaming content on there. I do want to put other content like Genshin related content, like Genshin theories. I love some Genshin Impact. And with their current state of the game, I feel like it's a great opportunity. I do want to put out some Brawlhalla videos. That game, I've been really into it a lot recently. And with the new Battle Pass coming out, or with the new Battle Pass that came out, I feel like it's a good opportunity as well. And yeah, my gaming channel, I don't want to strictly call it a gaming channel. I feel I don't know, but yeah, gaming channel. There's a lot I have planned for that channel, and I'm kind of like eating myself alive because I should have started it a long time ago. Yeah, in terms of the podcast channel, I am still trying to find out how I can get guests on this, because my recording program is it's very interesting in terms of how it works and the audio levels and the way it works. Just for some reason, just has an issue with certain kinds of audio, especially from Discord. Um, yeah, yeah. I think I may have it sorted. I'm not entirely sure, but I think I do. But yeah, I do have some people kind of in mind for guests in the podcast channel. And yeah, so creating more content on both those channels, and hopefully starting a third channel, but that's a bit later down the line. And for the third channel, I wanted it to be a more IRL kind of thing. Maybe I'll do like some mukbangs or mukbangs. Do like vlog related or vlog style content where I'm just chilling, having a chat about life in the moment for about like 10 minutes or something, and yeah, but yeah, that's later down the line. And I feel like, especially with my area being the area that it is, the area that I live in, it is it, just visualizing it in my head, it looks like a funny image, but that's it. That's all it is, a funny image. Um, yeah, vlog style content. I also did want to do like a crypto related channel, and the whole crypto space, learning everything about that. Because it is a very expansive, let's say, industry or field. There's a lot to the whole crypto world. Without getting too much into it, it is huge. My brother, my older brother's made quite a decent amount of money on it. I won't get into the numbers, but there have been a lot of people that have made a lot of money off the crypto space. A few other content creators that I'm aware of, um, specifically in America. They've made, I know a few that have made millions of US dollars worth of money from like crypto in just by following the space, following and understanding the market, um and the kinds of strategies that they have. Like they would go to a different state and um kind of withdraw the money, or whatever it is. Like they'd go to a different state from the one they live in, because there are like different laws for crypto, and then they'd go back to the state that they live in to just live day to day. But like if they were ever going to exchange their, I don't know the correct terminology, but I know that there's like things like that where people are willing to go to a different state to make a buck, or to make, in this case, millions. It's wild. It's wild to think about. And these are people that are not too far off from middle class. Like they're upper class now, but like they weren't upper class like prior to the crypto boom. And that just goes to show how it could literally work out for anyone if anyone just takes the time to understand it, understand the crypto space. All right, without any more of that, that's already a big enough tangent. Maintaining my relationships is the next goal of mine. So yeah, maintaining my relationships and building more onto whatever was established in whatever relationship. And yeah, essentially what I'm trying to get at is just growth with the relationships that I have with people. I don't like the idea of staying stagnant in a relationship, just having it stay the same for a very, very, very long time unnecessarily, because I feel like there's a lot to learn from how a person thinks, feels, and experiences the world, experiences life. So when I'm able to have like a deeper conversation with someone, I'm able to have a deeper understanding of who they are, and yeah, their perspective, and to learn from their experiences through their perspective, and yeah, all that kind of stuff. um Another goal, or maybe this counts as two, but practicing to cook more often and to bake more often. um yeah, it's one of the ones that I do a little often of. Like I cook not too regularly, um but you know, I cook. Like it's cool. Like yeah. I every now and then I will like, I tend to just like cook the light stuff. I don't really cook anything that's like too like, I don't cook dishes. Like I feel like when I think of cooking, I keep thinking of the light stuff, but like when I want to practice it, I want to do like dishes, like proper pasta, proper like steak and like veggies, or like steak and gravy with like mashed potato and veggies or whatever. Like I want to practice making like a full dish. That's one of the things. And well, yeah, baking. I mean, if you guys are familiar, uh I used to bake a lot of brownies. Uh, made quite quite the number of money making brownies. I'm not sure if I've said it on the podcast or not, but I believe in year 12, um, I think it was close to like 1,500 dollars that I've made making brownies for fundraisers and stuff, which is which is which is cool. It was like fundraising. Dude, English. It was fundraising. It was fundraising for our year 12 formal. I'm not sure if I do remember I got to take a bit of how like I got to take a bit of the cut from that 1500, but 1500 from selling brownies is it's pretty dope, you know. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Um, it was for a DJ that wasn't like, oh man, I was so low key. I was pretty triggered from the DJ that the 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 people bought. I or hired. Why am I saying bought? That sounds really bad. But yeah. But you know what? What's done is done, and yeah, that's that. I still can't believe that over 3 years have passed, and I still can't believe that. Like, man, this is the DJ you got for a K, for a rack. This DJ cost a rack, and this is what he delivers with. But you know what? It's cool. But yeah, most of the people had a great time on the formal. So, um, yeah, it is what it is, and yeah, I've lived with it. Like I've been okay living with the fact that not many people knew about it, but yeah, it's cool. um, yeah. All right, another couple goals I've got. Three more goals. Practicing accountability. Um, I feel like it's a very specific one. Um, and yeah, it's a very specific one for growth and for um how to put it. Like it's not only for me, let's say, like when I'm accountable, or when I believe I should be accountable, cuz yeah, being accountable is taking ownership and responsibility for the good and the bad of what I do and what I say. Um and yeah, like honestly, I feel like I've been pretty accountable for the most part, but for some reason in my head, I feel like I haven't. Like when I think about it logically, I have, but there's just this feeling that I'm not, let's say. Um and yeah, like that's why I decided, like, okay, if I feel like I'm not accountable enough, then why don't I just practice it more? So with that kind of thinking, then I'm like, okay, I'm okay with that. So let's move on and let's continue, kind of thing. That's like the whole thought process I had in my head. So yeah. Um, Second last goal, making an effort to learn new things. Yeah, with the world at our fingertips, literally the world is like a lot of the world is on our phones. I thought, you know what, it's definitely a good idea to at least learn, like, in this, maybe in the spur of the moment. I feel pretty interested in this or in that, or whatever. Um, and kind of look into it a bit more. Like, it doesn't have to be super in depth, but just enough to like satisfy my curiosity of this thing. And for this month, it was. I'm going to sound like an old man, but for this month, it was like building houses and building custom furniture and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I've been really into like a lot of these house designs and like floor plans with custom furniture and custom appliances. It's really cool. There was one video I saw where uh the TV is kind of like in line with the wall, so like there was a cutout of the wall and the TV like fits perfectly in there, which is really cool. Um and there was like cabinets, but it's like a fridge. And it like I don't know how to explain it, but that's kind of how it is. There's like vacuums in the wall, so like you can just grab the handle and then just like, yeah, just vacuum. But it was like multiple. Like there's ones like vacuums inside the wall, vacuums inside like little drawers or little cupboards or something, so that you can vacuum the inside of it. But yeah, and like transforming furniture. It's interesting stuff, or at least it's interesting to me. Because I've been thinking about uh well, what's the word? I've been living. I've been thinking about like lifestyle and future living conditions and how to improve. Yeah, that's it. How to improve lifestyle and yeah, living conditions in the simplest ways, right? Just woodwork and stuff like that. I've also been interested into like what stonework. I don't think stoneworks is what it's called, but like when people are making furniture out of stone and like out of boulders and stuff. Like I believe it was either China or Taiwan where this video was filmed, but there was the video showcased in it, like this huge boulder, like 1.5 times the size of this guy, like height wise. But of course, it would have weighed like a, a crap ton more than him. Um, and like they turned this boulder into like this wonderful little dining set of like a table and chairs and stuff. And it was so cool. I'm like, man, this is like thinking about it, like, man, this straight up was a boulder. And over the course of time, over a period of time, it turned out to be something so elegant and kind of magnificent looking. It was really cool to see. Um, and if that doesn't tell you that I'm an old man, then well, there you go. um, and it's I guess it could be considered research purposes, but for entertainment wise, I've been watching a lot of ghost videos, like ghost encounter videos. I don't know if like whoever's listening, I don't know if you believe in that kind of stuff. There's this specific channel that I watch, Nuke's Top 5. Pretty freaky stuff that they that kind of showcase there. And it's like encounters from the entire world, like encounters from China, Korea, Japan, America, Indonesia, like a lot of different countries, and the UK, like a lot of different places. Um, and it's very eerie. Like the ones that freak me out the most are like always the Asian ones, like China, Japan, Korea, or Japan, China, Korea. Like in either of those orders, that's like the top to like the third of what freaks me out the most. Like in terms of those videos, like China and Japan are like neck and neck with like their ghost encounter videos, and it. Oh man, it's freaky. But I don't know. I kind of feed off that like energy of like, oh man, this is wild, bro. I don't know what to do. If I was in any of those situations, what would I do? But yeah. Man, that was a tangent. Last goal of mine. Making music. Uh making music is definitely being it's something I really enjoy, honestly, but it's always something I've had an issue with because like at least for myself, commitment wise, like to make a song, uh it's tough. Like you need to follow through like heavily, because for me, I believe that like I can always start off strong, like oh man, this riff sounds like sick in my head, or like this kind of melody or whatever sounds really sick in my head. Let me like play it on the guitar, and it does sound sick. But then like kind of adding lyrics to it, or thinking about like if a drum beat were to be added, and kind of like the layers of the song. um it's something that takes a lot of time to develop, and I guess I don't practice it enough, so that's also another thing. But I do want to make music and practice it throughout this year. um and yeah, and also explored other genres as well. That's another thing. I've kind of stuck to my little side of music, the side of music that I personally enjoy, which is, which is fair, of course, because I mean I enjoy it. So, but yeah, I felt like exploring different music genres to kind of get an idea or get a grasp of like how that genre works and functions, and how it sounds the way it sounds, with its kind of um not really style, but like with its how would I explain it? It like well, with certain genres, like a lot of genres have like certain techniques, or certain like instruments that would kind of only be used in that genre. Kind of like certain instruments would be like a prerequisite for a certain genre, but something along those lines. But yeah, how a genre sounds the way it does with certain instruments and certain techniques. But yeah, um yeah, those are like a lot of the goals that I've had in mind. uh Not all of them, of course. There's more deeper personal goals that I've got. But yeah, surface level goals, these are the ones that I'm okay talking about. This is totally fine to talk about. um and yeah, it's man, dude, I'm rusty with this whole podcasting gig, bro. It has been a month since I've done one of these. All right. All right. Well, yeah, with that list come to a close, since it's come to a close, rather, it's a great time. It's a great time to call it an end. And I apologize that I haven't been putting out episodes. If you are looking forward to these, yeah, I just like to apologize because I haven't been putting out any of them. So, um, I'll do my best in staying consistent. And well, yeah, that's all I can really say in regards to that. And if you want to take my word for it, go ahead. But I'm not making any promises. Well, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know it's been a while. I know I might sound a bit like, I don't know. I might sound a bit different. I might sound a bit off. Um, yeah, I'm a bit more nervous than I normally would be. It's been a while, and yeah, like I said, I'm rusty. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll leave. I'll let post edit Aaron do the rest of the talking because I am fried out of my mind. All right, take care, you guys. Have a great one. See ya. All right. Post edit Aaron here once again as usual. Um, yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. Like I said, I've been meaning to do this episode for I mean the past month really. So yeah, it's been a long time coming. I will leave links in the description as usual. Feel free to check those out and, do whatever with those links. And yeah, this episode was a little more heavier than what it's normally been over the past couple weeks, I think, or when I was putting out the episodes. But yeah, I feel like it's one of the things that I tried to do. I always wanted to make this podcast something more deeper than just surface level discussion or shallow discussion. I wanted to make a podcast where I can talk and kind of express myself openly with deeper things that are going on with me, and deeper things that I think, and my perspective, and the way I feel, the way I see things. I always wanted to make this podcast like that, and not be so shallow with the way things are. And so if this episode kind of seemed more deeper, that's why. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed the kind of deeper side to the way I see things. And on that note, it is time to end this episode. I thank you all for being here. Thank you all for sticking through. I love you all. Take care. Hope you have a wonderful day, and goodbye.